Hello, Army! There is big news that is rocking the fashion and K-pop world. BTS's Jungkook officially scored a new history. He was announced as the first star to grace the cover of ELLE Korea magazine in 2025. Wasn't he just an ordinary photo shoot? It was an iconic moment that marked the beginning of a new era. ELLE Korea itself referred to Jungkook as Korean pop icons who set a new standard and will grace the front cover. This line instantly set fans all over the world shaking. From Seoul to Paris, the world spotlight was now on one name, Jungkook. To make this news even more special, 9 different cover photos will be officially released tomorrow, December 15th at exactly 4 a.m. Saudi time. Each cover is predicted to showcase a different side of Jungkook: charismatic, elegant, mysterious to powerful. ELLE Korea reiterated, greater than. From Seoul to Paris, everyone is looking forward to the next step, not without reason. Jungkook is now not only known as a global K-pop idol, but also as a world fashion icon whose influence transcends the music industry. By becoming the first star on the cover of ELLE Korea in 2025, Jungkook once again proved his status as K-pop icon, which set a new bar for the next generation. Army, are you guys ready? Tomorrow, history will be written. 9 covers, 1 legend. Jungkook at ELLE Korea. And Jungkook's historic moments with the fashion world don't stop there. Her presence in the Coco Chanel suite became a much deeper symbol than exclusive invitation. The Coco Chanel suite is known as one of the most private and most iconic spaces in Chanel's history, a place that represents the fashion house's origins, its aesthetic core, and the highest level of recognition within the brand. This suite is no ordinary space. This was the place that had once been Coco Chanel's private residence, the space that embodied her life, her creative vision, and timeless design philosophy. Every detail in it reflected Chanel's heritage: serene, elegant, powerful, and full of meaning. And the fact that Jungkook was welcomed into this space speaks volumes. Not just symbolic, this is a statement. Jungkook's presence in the Coco Chanel suite showed the deep trust of Chanel, genuine admiration, as well as appreciation for the influence and character he brought. This space was only open to those who truly resonated with Chanel's spirit, and Jungkook was one of them. This became proof that Chanel was not just collaborating with Jungkook. They appreciate it, embrace it, and acknowledge it as part of the fashion house's grand narrative. From Seoul to Paris, from music to fashion, from the world stage to Chanel's most private space. Jungkook now stands at the crossroads of history as a global icon who not only follows standards, but sets new standards. And the world? Still waiting for the next step. And just when the world was still digesting the meaning of Jungkook's presence in Chanel's most private space, ELLE Korea again strengthened this narrative through an update on their Instagram account with one simple yet meaningful sentence. ELLE Korea writes, "At last, the long-awaited meeting between Chanel Beauty, now the eyes of the world." One of the most noticeable words in that sentence is the end, as if the world of fashion and music has been waiting for this moment to happen for a long time. Jungkook and Chanel, a meeting that feels unexpected, but at the same time feels long predestined. ELLE Korea reiterated, "Finally, the meeting of Chanel Beauty and her now attracts the attention of the world. Not just an ordinary collaboration, not just a global face. This is a meeting of 2 icons. One was born of music, one built from an enduring legacy of fashion, who now stood in line, strengthening each other. Greater than. She and Chanel Beauty, an unexpected, yet long-awaited encounter." That sentence seemed to be the perfect conclusion of this long journey. From the world stage, the cover of the iconic magazine, Coco Chanel suite, to now a face that represents Chanel Beauty in the eyes of the world. Jungkook wasn't just present, he was accepted, he was recognized, and now he became part of the big story Chanel. From Seoul to Paris, from music to fashion, from an idol to a global icon. And one thing's for sure, it's not the end of the story. This was the beginning of a much larger chapter. And the following small details actually make this story more attractive to fans. ARMY quickly realized one thing. At Mujin, a well-known hairstylist who is known to be close to Chanel and the fashion world, seemed to like Jungkook's post on ELLE Korea. This instantly became a heated conversation. The reason was, Mujin almost never liked ELLE Korea members' posts before, except in certain moments. And this time, the one who got his attention was Jungkook. Fans' reactions were immediate. Many asked in a joking but hopeful tone, "Mujin Hyung, you made Jungkook's hair this time, huh?" Simple question, but full of meaning. Like it might look small, but in the fashion world, the slightest detail can be a cue. Cues about involvement, about trust, or even about a big project that's being set up behind the scenes. All this further strengthens one thing. Jungkook wasn't just a face in front of the camera. He is surrounded by key people in the global fashion industry who are quietly showing their support and interest. From ELLE Korea to Chanel Beauty to the attention of the great creators behind the scenes, Jungkook is now at the center of the fashion vortex of the world. And ARMY? Still waiting. Is this just a coincidence? Or a harbinger of something bigger that's about to unfold? One is for sure. Every detail of Jungkook nowadays always has meaning. What was happening to Jungkook wasn't a standalone series of events. These were pieces of the story that were slowly coming together, forming a big picture of Jungkook's current position in the globalized world. It all started with a historic announcement. Jungkook became the first star to grace the cover of ELLE Korea in 2025, an achievement that was not only prestigious, but symbolic. ELLE Korea called him a Korean pop icon who set a new standard. And the sentence was not just a compliment, it was a recognition. 9 covers. One name. A new era. From Seoul to Paris, the world spotlight was on him. The world of fashion, global media, and of course ARMY realized that this wasn't just a magazine cover debut. This was a statement. Jungkook was now standing at the point where music, culture, and fashion converged, and he was right at the center of it. But this story deepens when Jungkook steps into a space that almost no one ever touches, the Coco Chanel suite. This suite was not just a luxurious space. It was the heart of Chanel, the most private and most iconic place in the history of the fashion house. Once Coco Chanel's own residence, this space held a creative vision, timeless design philosophy, and a legacy built over decades. Every detail in it reflects the spirit of Chanel, the determination, grace, and courage to redefine the times. And Jungkook was welcome there, not as an ordinary guest, not as a formality, rather as a figure considered to resonate with the spirit of Chanel itself. Her presence in the Coco Chanel suite wasn't just symbolic, it was a message about trust, about admiration, about genuine appreciation. Chanel didn't simply collaborate with Jungkook, they embraced him. Then this narrative was reinforced by ELLE Korea through an update on their Instagram account. At last, that one word felt so strong. Finally, the long-awaited meeting between Chanel Beauty and her, which is now the eyes of the world. The phrase feels like an affirmation that the world has been waiting for this moment. For a long time, the meeting of two icons from different worlds. But they have one thing in common, global influence. ELLE Korea again wrote, finally. The meeting of Chanel Beauty and her now attracted the attention of the world. Not just a collaboration, not just the face of the campaign. It was a meeting that felt unexpected, but at the same time felt inevitable. Jungkook and Chanel Beauty. The two forces that now stood in line. And this is where the small details actually become the big highlight. ARMY realized that at Mujin's account, Mujin, a well-known hairstylist who is known to be close to the fashion world, and Chanel seemed to like Jungkook's post on ELLE Korea, a simple act, yet full of meaning. The reason was, Mujin almost never liked ELLE Korea members' posts before, except in certain moments. This time, his attention was on Jungkook. Fan reactions flowed in. "Mujin Young, you made Jungkook's hair this time?" The question sounded joking, but behind it, there was enthusiasm, curiosity, and gentle speculation about what might be being prepared behind the scenes. In the fashion world, small details are often no coincidence. Like presence, involvement, they can all be cues. And these cues further corroborate one thing. Jungkook is now surrounded by key people of the global creative industry. He didn't just stand in front of the camera. It is at the center of the world's creative network. From ELLE Korea, to Chanel Beauty, to Coco Chanel Suite, to the attention of the creators behind the scenes, all of this forms one big narrative. Jungkook doesn't just go with the flow. It is part of the history that is being written. From K-pop idols growing up in Seoul, to be a global artist, become an icon recognized by the world's legendary fashion house. And maybe this was the reason why Jungkook's every move right now felt so cared for. Because the world knew whatever he did next would leave a trail. It's not the end of the story. This is the beginning of a bigger chapter. Chapter where Jungkook not only stands at the crossroads of music and fashion, but runs forward setting new standards, opening new avenues, and proving that true influence isn't limited by any one industry. Army, the question now is no longer what's going on, but rather what happens next. Because one thing is certain, from Seoul to Paris, from the stage to the pages of a magazine, from music to fashion heritage, Jungkook is writing his own era. And the world, still waiting for the next move. And at this point, one thing became clear. This is not just a collaboration, nor is it a coincidence. From ELLE Korea, Chanel Beauty, to Chanel's most iconic space, Jungkook wasn't just present, he was acknowledged and embraced. Every detail, every gesture, formed a single message. Jungkook was now at the center of the global stage. From Seoul to Paris, the world waits. Because it's not the end of the story, this was the beginning of the new Jungkook era. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share.